Hi, my name is Jack the Instructor. You're about to experience one of the most effective training tools to help you use social media to find more candidates. Connecting within LinkedIn. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to make more and more connections with LinkedIn. As the more connections we have, the easier it is to find better and better recruits and candidates. Let's start by looking at a fuller profile. In this case, the profile I'm using has 92 connections. Let's see what happens when we use the exact same search we used in the previous lesson and look for a software engineer. We still get over 400,000 results, but as you can see, now we have a ton of results that are second and third degree connections. So I have first names and last initials, and lots of full names to look at, so I already have candidates I'm connected to. I can still narrow down, just like the previous lesson, and just look for people working at Google who I know will already have the software engineer qualifications I'm looking for. And I can even analyze by relationship. If I look at one of these private profiles, as you can see, it's someone that's not a first, second, or third degree connection, so I can see very little information. With one of these profiles, there's a couple of things that I'm going to show you later on we can do to connect with these people, but for now, we're just going to focus on second and third degree connections. Let's take a look at Tom B. He's a software engineer at Google and YouTube. He's a third degree connection, which means I can only see his first initial. I can get introduced through a connection, find references, or save Tom's profile. When I choose to get introduced through a connection, LinkedIn asks me to send an email to Tom and an email to the friend we have in common. In this case, it's my friend Warren. I can also send an email to Tom if I simply upgrade my account. Let's go back to looking at all companies and instead focus based on relationship. There are 161 software engineers on LinkedIn that are second degree connections to me. As you can see, I can see the full name of anyone who's a second degree connection. This means that there is one friend standing between us. If I took a look at Brent's profile, I can see everywhere he's worked, all of his previous education, and I can also see all of his references and recommendations. I can choose to add Brent to my network, or I can just send him an email or get introduced through our connection. Let's see what type of profiles I can come up with when I check the San Diego zip code one more time. Let's look for software engineers within 100 miles of San Diego. Our first result is Glenn K., a third degree connection. As you can see, I can see all of Glenn K.'s profile, where he's worked, all his recommendations, all his references. He has an extensive profile, and I can also see the networks that he's connected to and the groups he's a member of. I still always have the option of looking at profiles that are similar, people that have similar qualifications and live in a similar region. Here, there's two people in between us, Ronald, Glenn's connections, and then Glenn. There's 2 degrees of separation, which is why I can only see the first initial of his last name. I can still find his references or choose to get introduced through a connection. And I can also save his profile when I have the right job for him or when he's ready for what I need. To see his full name, you can also just upgrade to a paid business account. But again, it's not necessary if we do the right steps. We can get access to more and more complete profiles. Now let's take a look at a secondary connection, in this case, Neil Cohen. To add Neil to my network, I have the options of selecting he's a colleague, classmate, we've done business together, we're friends, other, or I don't know him. As you can see, I have to provide a second piece of information for anything other than just listing him as a friend. For other, we need to provide his email address, and for I don't know Neil, well, the connection's just not going to happen.